So what we're going to go on ruck defence is we're going to try and, go a bit more complex, but a bit better than what we're doing at the moment. Where especially as we come against better teams, we're going to come up against teams that are going to push around shooting defence like we did last year, where we just send one up. So it's a 24 defence. All that means is the 2 and the 4 maybe up on the first, depending where the ball starts. If that's the case, then the 3 and the 5 is up on the next. And they, instead of just having the mids alternating, we're having a mid and a link, so we can have 2 pressuring the ball. Obviously, we want to get to a point where we're doing the 1-3-5, 2-4-6. So 1-3-5 up, 2-4-6. But at the moment, 24 is good. 24-35, 24-35. It doesn't matter where the ball goes. The 24, once he's up, the 2 and the 4, they chase the ball until they make a touch. And then once they do, as soon as the touch is made, 35 is already shooting up. Nominating, so that's what I mean by that is if the ball's starting in the middle, we need to have a mid and a link putting their hands up, at least one of them. So if the 2's got his hand up, I'm going up, that means the 4 has to go as well, and vice versa. If the 3's saying I'm up, then the 5's up on the next, and then you just alternate them from there. We want medium pressure, not too hard, but enough pressure to make it hard. And obviously, like any defence or any part of the game, communication is so key. So you can never over communicate. So you need to be saying, who's up? I'm up, I'm up, I'm up. Who's next? Who's next? I'm coming up. We're touch 4, 2 more touches, boys. And what are we doing? Are we compressing? Are we going playing out? What are we doing? But once the ball gets into our half, so they've attacked and they've got out of their own half, then we'll go into a mirror, so man on, until we get to goal line. So man on, then we're talking, yeah, I got, yep, one more, look for the scoop, all that kind of stuff. You can't talk too much. And then that takes us to the next part, which is goal line. So we're going to be playing a high-low, or I formation, but not as you know it. It's got to be high energy. So some things I mean by energy, I'm not saying wasting energy, I'm just talking about if a mid's up, one mid's up, I'll show you the diagram, but if one mid's up and the ball gets passed and the other mid has to come up, it has to be a really fast touch. We don't want them getting a chance to get a dummy half there or being able to set up a good play. So if a mid's up, then the other mid's up. And the faster you get up there, the faster the second mid can get back and back up again. If you're just dawdling, then you're both going to get stuck up, we're going to get smashed through the middle. Communication is so key on the goal line. There's so much things. Who's cornering? I'm cornering. You're coming my way, mate. If the mid's up, the link needs to be saying stuff. That's why our best players will be at link on defence. So who's cornering? So yep, such and such, mate. You coming this way? You coming this way? Hold. Nah. And I'll show you in the diagrams why it's not always automatic shut. That's why you need to be knowing cornering, shutting. I'll show you why. What policy are we playing? There are times we're going to have to be playing outs, playing man, compressed, shutting, cornering, all that stuff. And that's why the mid and the link have to talk. Because if there's a play where they're playing outs and they're shooting and the link's getting hesitant about where to help out, that's where the mid's going, I got him, I haven't got him, mate. You need make it, all that stuff. And always, it doesn't matter if you know it or you're going to do it, you need to tell your mates, I got your back, mate, got your back, I got the inside step, and let your mates know. So if the ball's going one way, I'll show you in the diagrams, if the ball's going left, and we're all running left, and then you need to be saying, I got the step back on the right, mate, I got the step back if it's there. Even letting the attack know, you know what they might be trying to do. So I've got the step back, mate, I've got the quickie left, I've got the quickie right. Okay, we can pull back straight here, mate. There's no danger, they're thrown outs. I'll show you what I mean. So we start with the ruck defence. So if they start with 33 middle, and this guy's nominated, so we'll say it's a 3-5. He's nominated, then the 5 has to go up. As soon as they play the ball here, if it's that way, so if he passes it and it goes here, this guy's up, this guy's up. If they choose to pass to the wing, he can shoot out, but the wing just comes up to compress as well. Because all that's going to happen, that's okay. he has to get across to be dummy, and once he makes a touch, or if he makes a touch, these two are going to go back, these two are shooting out. So he's going to have the first receiver and the second receiver. That's great. So 9 times out of 10 it's going to go there. So what happens on the next one? It's going to come back, and they're going to come back up. So we're going to get that rotation going. Like that. And vice versa down the other side. If they go this way. Even if they do a 21 buddy out back to the wing can come up, yeah. But the 2 and the 4 still come up. They still don't get the ball out. We're not giving them easy outs. So he might run straight at the mid winger, so the winger has to make it, that's okay. The winger's still up, saving the back pass and saving the skip pass. If they want to go 4 and 3 off their line, then good luck to them. But if that touch is made here, he goes dummy, and this guy's shooting the first hole, the second hole. Nothing there. Back. And even if it means he taps it and they step out and he runs another buddy, the other 2 still come up and the other 2 still go back. Still saving their passing out. So that's basically it. If they run a hardcore middle one, yeah, it's cool. Like an arrows. So if they're going to pass out, step in and heave you up, that's fine. Still make them like that. And then he's wrapped out. He's next, so they go that way next. These 2 are going to go back, they're still going to shoot up like that. So like I said, medium pressure, but enough pressure to make it hard for them. Communicate, who's up, I'm next, I make. All good, then they make it into our half. Back to a man on man, just making our touches. And the big callers, 4th look for a scoop, or 5th look for a scoop. So that's going to be our basic goal line. We'll go through it more when we practice. Now our goal line. This is important. So we'll say that this guy's got the ball, that mid. This mid's hanging there, like that. That means this mid's going to come up to, he's going to nominate. So he's going to have his hand up, I'm up. And he's going to tuck in close behind, something like that. The opposite link is going to be half up like that. That's basically how we're going to set up. So as soon as, doesn't matter where the ball goes, if he makes the touch, even out here, he's going left, cornering. So if he's up, and you're 33 here, and he's looking quickie, it's automatic shut, and this guy's back up in here. This guy's down and back up. Everybody's like that. Okay, so we don't go down and come off slow. Down, up 2, then we go slow. Always off 2 metres, so they can't dive through us to score. If we're on the line, they've got a chance to dive straight at us to score. So it's always down and up 2. So any kind of play, and vice versa. But if it's up here, then he passes this guy, and he's not going to go back in here. He's edging out here, then they're going to creep out here. He's going to come back in. But now we've got 2 mids up. So what did I say? 2 mids up, this guy needs to chase, even if it's out, even if it's up. He needs to get up to be ready to make a touch. Why? Because the rule is, as soon as it looks like there's an imminent touch, so if you're up and you're looking like you're imminent touch, he can start rolling back. But if you're just dawdling here, he's got to stay up. He's got to stay up. He's got to stay up. So if he's cruising, like he's passable, now he's cruising, he's just dawdling, and then all of a sudden he plants out and scoops, this guy's still up. There's nothing we can do. But if he passes and he's dawdling and he shoots up, even if he gets there fast, as soon as he's about to make a touch, he can start going back in here. And when he does scoop, it's an automatic shut. Down and up, down and up. It's still the 4 and 3, we're still safe. Like I've got taught recently that there's always exceptions to the rules. Now here's the rule for the 30, and this is very important. Is that if they run a 32, so we're going here, this is not an automatic shut. So the rule is if he goes here and if he plants off the ground, then that's when we call the outs. He's not going to automatically shut that. Okay? So that's the rule. If it's off the ground, so if he's passing straight off the ground, then we're going to call out. So we're going to turn and go outs. It's going to go down and up and that. he scoops, so as soon as he scoops, that's the thing. Yep, it's automatic shut, shut, shut. Sorry, there's a move on. Made the touch, he's going corner, and then he scooped. Shut, shut, shut. So the only things to be aware of, these are all the little intricacies. So if he's planted here on the mid, and then he's past that and he's looking to go long, the rule is, and this is what they all get taught, how to do it, so not the rule, the technique, sorry, is if you make a touch here and you're supposed to go corner, but he passes off the ground, it's always 1-2 steps corner, then straight in. And then as soon as it's past this guy's going to go corner, but now he's seen it, he's going to play out, so it's straight in, then you can come across and help. If you go dead straight, I mean if you go dead corner, then you're going to pull corner like that, and he's going to go out there, look at the big gap. So it's, oh yeah, he's passed it off the ground, he's passed it, so it's can straight in now, back and up. That's only, so if it's a 32 pass off the ground, then we'll be calling outs, 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 so he knows to straight in, come across. If it's scoop, shut, 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 straight shut. That's all dependent on how wide we are. That's why we always say compress. So that's why we're always close. If he's up here, I'm nice and close here. He's halfway up, there's a link here, and he's in the middle there. So if he passes off, these two need to talk. These are the rights, this is the right team, remember? So if he's out here, he might say, no, I'll get it, you stay out. But then he's coming, he's dragging real hard, then I say, no, he's in the link channel, I'll make. You get back, so then he knows I'm up. I'm making an imminent touch, you can get ready to come back. So if there is a scoop out, you can say, no shot there, it's 4 and 3, so I've saved them. So you see, it is complex and it will take practice. I'm not expecting miracles, but if we can get this down, the faster we get this down, the better off we'll be. So what are the rules? 32 scoop, shut. 32 pass, nah, we're going to play outs, man on. So it's just little techniques that we'll go over in training. A tricky play that we need to be aware of as well is obviously if he's calling a 33 quickie out here, so this guy's close, but he's made the touch, so he's going corner, but as soon as he's up, he steps out, he goes out. That's not a shut. It's one that we do a lot. That's not a shut, there's only 2 players there. So this guy that gets done, so when he fakes the quickie, he steps out and beats this man, this guy's got to tell him to hold. It's that cool, hold. Hold means hold on to your guy, hold on to your mate. Because you remember he's dummy half, so even if he makes it through, if you're sticking to this, this guy will be able to turn and chase and recover by the end of the goal line. So that's why you've got to be aware of every technique, because in that scoop situation, it's not a shot, that's a 33. So you got to remember that he dummy half can't score. So yeah, in that instance, the 33 scoop, you've got to compete, or else you're gonna. If you shut, you're gonna turn it into a 3-on-2. Reason we can shut on the 32 is it's a 4-on-3. It's a big pass. So yeah, it's gonna take some time, but yeah, just working together. Even if they're passing around the 2 mids, one up, one back. This mid only tells this guy to come up once it gets to a certain point. So if he's past it, he still might say, yeah, I've got it, he's still close. But if he bounces there and goes hard, he goes, no, you've got to make it now. You've got to swap the communication, you've got to swap roles. But then as soon as he's going to say, no, it's yours, he's got to get up and make it so that this guy can sneak back and back up again. Recover. So it's not triangle defense, it's eyes, so it's just high-low. And yeah. And you've got to remember that as well. So you might make a touch and then quickie out. So you've got to go corner because he's come towards you and you're close. Then he might stop and pull back. This guy's got to come back again. You don't swap places every single touch like that. Like in the ruck defense, it just depends who's got the ball. So he might try and take you, but nah, it's not. I'll come back with the ball. Then you just make the line, come back. I'm up again. So it's like a variation, and it's one that will stick better with us. So it's a better variation of man on and close and shut and corner. So obviously, so you just got to get in the habit, like I said, 32 in that pass. There's no point keep cornering to the corner because the ball's going away from you. So it's 1-2, no, he's passed it straight in and over. All good. And that's it.